guys, so for today's video we're going to be doing a blue makeup look. So this is kind of like a tutorial get ready with me. It's mine and my partner's anniversary, and we're just going to see Fantastic Four and then go and get something to eat. So we've already got the nails, I think, that match Fantastic Four perfectly. I don't know the shade name, but it's OPI, but I'll leave it in the bottom bar anyway. But yeah, we're going to do a voiceover because it's so much quicker and I'm just bit of a yapper lately. So I have got this on until we do our face because this pimple has been the bane of my existence. So yeah, let's jump into it. Okay, so skincare and eyebrows are already done. And then we're going to prime the eyelids. So this is the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and we're going to literally put that all over the lid with this brush. This is a Crown Brush Durofiber blending brush. Then I take the Lin's and I can't remember. It's Glisten Cosmetics is the wet liner side. This is the Blend Bunny. This is the eyeshadow palette side. So I'm going to take this blue shade in the top corner on a Sigma. I think this is an E36. So I do dab off a little bit on the towel first, just because I do like to take a smaller amount of pigment before I go in with anything crazy. And we're kind of making this rounded shape around the eye. So I'm sticking that in the outer corner. Then taking the other end of the crown brush, we're going to take the fluffy, more tapered side. And we're just buffing this out a little bit just to give it a bit more shape and make sure it's blended. And then I'm literally just doing this on the other eye. So you can see that I'm now starting to pack on the colour more. Same brush, just really adding those details in now. Then this is the colour switch. So this is where I literally just dip the brush off and it gets off any of the colour so I can go into the next one. So taking this more lighter blue shade, same brush again, just taking that around the outside just to diffuse it a little bit and just add a bit more sort of light and a bit more depth to it. Then taking the Wet n Wild concealer, I don't like this concealer. I literally just use it to cut my my crease. So that's what we're going to do. And then I take a Peaches and Cream. This is a PC41 brush. So I really pat that on back and forth, tap it on the eyelid. And then when it's wet, I look up and I've got this like line, as you can see here. So that's where I'm just going to cut the crease to. So just taking this brush and just packing it out, smoothing it out. You know what you need to do. You've got to do what you've got to do with these kinds of things. I do like to take a smaller liner brush just to really perfect the edge, because I feel like with the big brush I do have a little bit of difficulty with it just because I have got smaller eyelids. Then I take just a clean brush and pat this out, because if you do not pat it out, it will move. So I'll end up with concealer where I basically don't want concealer. So just tapping that out lightly, sort of smudging it out, making sure that it's nice and dry. Then going on to this really pale blue shade, I've just taken a flat brush and we're going to pack this on the crease. So essentially where the concealer is now sitting. Then I take the Sigma brush and it's literally just blending out the edges, making sure that everything is blended and it's not like there's two colours, it's kind of all just going into one. And this is just me showing you that I'm adding a little bit more of that blue, dabbing it off into a bit of towel and then sort of going in and adding a little bit more colour. And I do take the brush that I used to put on the eyelid shade with and just kind of do this as well. So for lashes, I'm taking Lash Dupe in Spicy Marg. The company, unfortunately, is no longer around. And then I'm taking the Maybelline mascara. So lashes and mascara on, and now we're going to move on to the base. So I take the Vieve, well, I think this is their Skin Nova, I want to say. I'm just going to take that on the cheeks. Then taking the Tatcha the Silky Skin canvas. Oh, I can't quite remember what it's called. Just taking a relatively smallish amount. So I'm going to take that on the forehead, nose, upper lip and the chin. So basically our T-zone. This is where I get quite oily. So I just like to use my fingers with this, really sort of blend this in, make it nice and smooth. I try to leave my spot area to the very last because I don't want to start touching my spot and then touching the rest of my face. Then I'm taking the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation. Just patting that into the palette really packing on into the brush. So this is the It's Cosmetics Love Is the foundation brush, and just patting that basically all over the face. I do take it sort of along the jawline a little bit so it sort of matches up. Then taking the Real Techniques, this is like the velour puff. It's like velour puff one side and like a spongy texture on the other. And just really patting this out to make sure that's really patted into the skin. Then taking the Huda Beauty colour corrector in Cherry Blossom. So just taking a little bit of this on the under eyes. I do wait for it to dry a little bit, but you won't see this. It's literally just cut off. So I go to blend in. So this is the Hourglass concealer brush. I'd say I wait minimum of 2 minutes up to a maximum of like 5 minutes for my concealer to sort of dry. I kind of know when I need to blend it out essentially. Like I feel like, I don't know, it's weird. I can feel it on my skin, like it feels different. And this is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. The shade I do not know. So I'm taking this on the inner corners of the eyes, the outer corners, forehead, nose, upper lip and the chin. Yet again, same thing, wait for it to dry and then I blend it out. So I take the Hourglass brush again. With my forehead, I do try to avoid my spot just because I don't want to highlight that area. Obviously, it's already pretty big and juicy as it is, and I don't need to add any more highlight to that. So it's just trying to go around and trying to avoid it the best that I can. Then I take the McGrath Sublime Under Eye Powder in, so I can't remember the shade of this either now. I take the puffy side of the velour puff, take a little Milne Real Techniques sponge, make sure it's all blended out, and then I just pat this on the under eyes. Then for contour, I take the Westman Atelier. This is their contour in Biscuit, I believe. I'm just putting that on the hollows of my cheeks, a little bit on my temples, and then I do take a little bit down the nose as well. Then I just blend this out. This is another crown brush. It's like a duo fibre blending brush. Just blending that out. Try to keep it in one position as much as I can without dragging it too much down. If I'm going to be honest, I'd rather drag it up than drag it down my face. Just taking that brush and just really buffing that into the skin. Then I take the Nudestix All Over colour. I think this is in Bondi Bay. Just adding a bit of warmth to the skin essentially. So cheeks and the forehead is where I put this. Same brush yet again, just blending that out, blending it up, blending it back into the hairline and stuff. Then I take the Hourglass, this has got to be like ambient light bronzer or something. They don't really change the names, do they? And just buffing that on top of where we put our bronzer. Then taking the Dominic's Cosmetics, I don't actually know what this is called, but it's their like cream highlighter. So I just take a bit of this on my cheekbones, and then I do go ahead and take a little brush and just add it to the nose as well. And just sort of pat this out with my finger. Then taking the Melt Cosmetics, I should know the name of this. I've been using this quite often. She's absolutely stunning. So I just add that to the cheeks. I don't do it anywhere else. Then taking the Westman Atelier blush. Oof, do I know the name of this? No, I don't think I do. Yeah, just taking it on the cheeks and a little bit on the nose to make us look a little bit sunkier. So this was sort of summertime, a very delayed video. And yeah, she's super pretty. I absolutely love this blush. Then I take this Benefit palette. They no longer sell this, but I'm pretty sure they still sell everything in it. So this is the Rockature blush. Absolutely stunning. One of, like, I'd say Benefit's like best products. So going back into the Lindt and Blend Bunny Cosmetics palette. So I'm just taking that darker blue and we're really going to buff that on the lower lash line. And kind of, you can see I'm taking it really far out so it kind of all blends into one. And then taking that fluffy brush and just really blending that out. Taking that lighter blue shade like we did when we've done the top of the lid and just kind of blending that underneath and blending it far out again, just so it all goes into one little rounded eye. Then this is the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights pressed pigment. I'm pretty sure they don't sell this anymore, but you can get any sort of bluey, greeny pigment that you like. And we're just keeping this on the lower lash line, just to add a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of something. And then just blending that out as well. Then I'm taking the white from the palette and I'm going to add that onto the inner corners. You can obviously add highlight if you wish. I just wanted to add a bit of something like really bright and keep it white. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, something couture eye pencil. I don't know. I put that on the inner corner. Then I take a lower lash mascara, but you're literally going to see none of this. You're just going to see the top of my head. Then I take the Huda Beauty powder. This is in... Oh, see, I do know this, Pound Cake, and I'm just dusting that on the face, avoiding the highlight really, just because I obviously don't want to mattify that. Then I take, I believe this is the Rimmel lip liner. For the life of me, I cannot think of the shade. Everything is always listed in the bottom bar as well. So yeah, that was always going to be there. So I'm literally just doing the outline of my lip. I do kind of colour in the outer corners, as you'll sort of see in a minute. See that I sort of filled that in. And then I take the Hourglass... I can't remember what it's called. I know it's in the shade I Wish. It's like their gold refillable pens. They're so beautiful. I absolutely love these. Then I take the Patrick Tar lip gloss and just apply that obviously all over the top. Then I use MAC Fix Plus and just spray that on. And then the Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection. Okay, so this is the completed look. I love how it turned out. I think it's super beautiful. I tried to go for a more cool toned lip, but I don't really have a lot of cool tone products, but I did pick this up recently. I can't remember whose video I was watching, but yeah, it looked so good. And then she paired it with like a good like ABH lipstick. I'll try and find the video and I'll put it in here, but I quite like how it turned out. I think it's super gorgeous, especially with like this really like nude. It's kind of in the center. Yeah, I'm really happy with this look. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get ready and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you enjoyed it.